Hello and welcome to the Green Machine Podcast. I'm Dave, your host, joined as always by Nick. We're coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and if you're listening to the recorded episode on greenmachinepodcast.com, hello. Nick, welcome. Were you on last week?
I was on, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was midnight, wasn't it? We had a raunchy episode last week. So we're back to our normal slot today. So hello. We probably didn't know about it, but next week we will be back to mad hours as well. Real life, unfortunately, getting away. But thank you for joining us if you have. And as always, folks, we want to hear from you. Have you say, get involved. We are Ireland's most fan-friendly podcast because you can say pretty much whatever you want. Anyway. Getting into that, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. We just want to obviously encourage you to use our partners. That is kitlaunchcork.com. That is kitlaunchcork.com. If you want to get some quality, not retro, vintage shirts, packages. They do GAA, they do Aussie rules, they do football, they do everything you can possibly imagine. And Nick, you're a teacher, you're cheap.
Oh, I'd love 20% off, Dave.
You want 20% off? I want to give you 20% off, and you can get 20% off Kit Launch Cork with our promo code GreenMachine20. That is all caps GreenMachine20. So there you go. We got that out of the way. I'm just going to pop this down here. Just remember. That's actually first comment of the day. Daryl O'Connor, the only good part of a Monday story, lads. Thank you very much, Daryl. Great to be back in our usual slot. We have missed you guys. Are you ready for a bit of Boys in Green?
Oh, can't wait, Dave. Can't wait.
I know. It's the best part of the show. I should have taken that banner down. Bollocks. Keep forgetting we're live. So, our Boys in Green. Now, if you want to complete our Boys in Green, it is up on our Facebook pages and it is up on Twitter as well. We've got every member of the squad and members of, players that basically could be in the squad or will be in the next squad for one reason or the other. And you can even check out John Egan played. Did you know, Nick, that John Egan played in a 12-2 game of football over the weekend?
Did he?
Yes, wow. He did. Yeah, I can never
see. We like to give people the results they want. Never mind the real results. We want to give people the results that they want.
It was a great game. It's been a strange old day, actually. I put a post up earlier on about Steve Staunton. I meant to put it up yesterday, but had a bit of a crazy day yesterday in my real job. Mental, actually. And I forgot to put it up. And I said, I'll put it up today anyway. You know, a bit of Stan Staunton scoring 29 years ago yesterday. Put that up on the page. He scored 29 years ago yesterday. Some guy goes, well, actually, the day that was the 14th of August, today's 15th. So that was 29 years ago yesterday, not today. So, ha! And then I responded, that's what I said. And funny enough, that comment has disappeared.
You know what you should have done, Dave? You should have played the siren.
I should have played the siren, the fun police.
The date police, yeah.
Fucking
well, maybe that's you.
Wow, that's a can of worms. Moving on. Right. So anyway, we're going to pick and choose some of the best bits, the not so great, and the all downright terrible bits of what our Boys in Green have gone through this week. So we are going to start with the... yes, it's back. Love it. First up, let's talk Nathan Collins. Let's talk sparkling, gorgeous, lovely Nathan Collins. There he is there. Look at him. Isn't he just gorgeous?
Very godlike, yeah.
He is. And I tell you what, he played in defense like a god. Wait till you have a listen to some of these stats. 100% of tackles won, ground duels won, 93% pass accuracy, 92 touches, 6 out of 8 long balls complete, 2 interceptions, and 1 clearance. Of course, Wolverhampton Wanderers had a 0-0 draw with Fulham, who have actually started quite sprightly for once in life. Starting to show that form now, reason why they paid all that money for him, Nick. I imagine he's just going to get better and better, isn't he?
Oh, look, I mean, he's the complete package, isn't he? I mean, we speak about this every week. The way that he talks about how he wants to go to the top, you can see that he's a hardworking lad. You know, there's so many very promising lads who've just, gone off the grid altogether. You can see that he's serious about it. Like, he's going to end up at a big club. I mean, I was looking at a few bits of the weekend as well, and a lot of Wolves fans are saying, "Oh, he's not that good," and he didn't win that many headers, all this kind of stuff. And they haven't a clue really, have they? They don't know how lucky they are, and they're going to be so happy to be so wrong. But yeah, he's look. I mean, we say it every week. He's already a top player, I think, but he's going to be an all-time great, I think, for us eventually.
I think so, and he's got the right attitude and the right lifestyle and everything's absolutely fantastic. Another lad with the right attitude, fantastic stuff here. Young Agbeni, there he is, there, same photograph. Hopefully we'll keep using that throughout the season. Another goal for him. He's had 3 goals in 3 games for Rotherham this season. So he was playing as a striker, I think you commented, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny with him, isn't it? He's just played different positions because early on, I mean, I suppose I kind of remember him playing for Cork and he was a winger and he was very, very direct. Remember he went on trial with Chelsea, didn't he? Well, I digress, but he ended up playing wing back last year, right wing back, and he played a little bit of left wing back. And I remember always thinking, why isn't he playing there for Ireland? If that's his best position, and if that's how, if he's in a bit of form and he's playing there, but he's gone into centre forward, a little bit like how Stephen Kenny was using him. They had that kind of interchangeable front three, didn't they? But he's gone up there, and if you look at some of the finishes, I mean, they're very instinctive. I mean, I've always been a bit indifferent about Ogbene. I always feel his end product is a little bit poor. But when I've watched him now I haven't watched him in full. I've just seen the goals, but if you look at how instinctive those finishes are, and if you look at how well he gets in behind, he's going to make a very nice centre forward, isn't he?
Can you go one podcast without saying something negative about our wonderful players, you miserable bastard?
Measured.
Some comments coming in there. Darrell O'Connor on a YouTube channel. Nathan Collins, I have in my FPL, got 8, or Fantasy Premier League, got 8 points for me easily. The best Irish in the Fantasy Football League. I'm not doing the best.
Only one. When you don't, when you messing.
Well, I thought you meant he's not the only one doing well. I'm thinking like 200, Darrell, so you're all right. Dave Walsh, Collins oozes class. Watched the Wolves game and he handled Mitrovic better than Virgil van Dijk last week. Think he'll be a top 4 player in a couple of years. I think so. He might be going to Liverpool at the moment. Still think they're... Oh, it's 1-1. There you go. Yes! So, sorry. We'll get back to business there. Moving on again, another player in fantastic form. And he's not on the podcast to talk about him. Actually, I don't feel like actually talking about him. Man, let's skip.
Let's skip over.
Let's move on.
I agree.
No, best not. I'm sure he'll be moaning us. But there he is, Colin McDowda, Cardiff City, out of the Ireland picture for the last few squads. Good reason, to be fair. But he is doing well. He's back in, Nick. He's back in amongst the goals and the assists. So he's got 1 goal and 2 assists so far this season. I know people... but to be fair, that's pretty much the same. I mean, we're only 3 games into the league season. That's probably about the same you'd get from Shane Long for the entire season. So there you go.
For an entire season, he was excellent though. I mean, I watched that game against Birmingham. Scott Hogan was very lively now, but he's all over the place. Cheeky little dive as well for a penalty, but no doubt it was excellent. He's very direct, very very quick. Played off the right, which was great. Inverted and all that kind of thing. So yeah, he's an excellent player. Martin rates him very highly, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, actually, we've got a comment there. Darrell O'Connor, Colin McDowda, Martin's love child. He is indeed. Martin Prendergast, nice sexy shirt. Dave, #sensual. Thank you, Martin. I designed it myself, got it made myself, Nick. Had no help from anybody else. What do you think, eh? Isn't it lovely? Didn't they do a great job in it? There you go.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Hi, Martin. And also, actually, Martin says, wishing Declan Finnegan a happy 70th birthday. Risk London Republic of Ireland supporters, Soccer Supporters Club. Happy birthday to you, Declan, if you're watching, or if you're watching on the recorded episodes. We hope you're having a great one.
Happy birthday, Declan, yeah.
7 years old. He's been going to Ireland matches probably for about 7 years.
He reckons
7 years as well.
He reckons he's been to over... He said over 400. I'd say he's been at more.
Yeah. He'd go to an opening of an envelope if Irish football's involved, Declan. I don't mean in a bad way. It's fantastic. Great supporter there. Graham Farrell, Nike should make the next kiss judging by that top, Davey. Thank you very much, Graham. My top that I designed myself, Martin. Well, that's what happens, Nick, when you're not on the podcast and you're in Ireland somewhere.
Who got in touch with Nike though?
I did. You're looking very well, Nick. Very well. Nice glow to yourself there. Graham Farrell, yeah. Diaz got a cracker. Nunes is a moron headbutting the defender. Well, wow. There you go. Declan, you're watching. Happy birthday to you, Declan. I hope you're having a good one.
Sadly, I'm here watching.
Not sadly. So I tell you what's sad. I actually had my birthday on the pod live. I actually turned 38 on the pod. So there you go.
I mean,
anyway.
if we're here when we're 70 live, we'd be doing well. I mean,
doing very well.
Some longevity for the podcast.
I'm probably going to be a fucking head in the jar by that time. But anyway, move on from one love child to another. Your love child, that is Mr. Robbie Brady.
Oh, look at him there.
Look at him going there. Now, let's have a look at his form. Playing regular enough football in 3 league games. He did not feature in the EFL Cup. Fair enough. But in the first game of the season, he played 71 minutes. Second, he played a full 90, and he's played 78. So he's played decent enough football.
Yeah.
I still think he's not going to play for Ireland because I think it's going to be a matter of fitness. And I'd love to see him back for Ireland. I've said this many times, but I just don't think his body will allow it.
No, he'll be back. Kenny keeps name checking him. So Kenny wants him in. I don't think Preston are powerful enough to say, no, you're not travelling. He's going to be in. Did you see the cross for the goal? Did you see the goal itself? Billy Bowden.
I did not know.
Oh. Well, did you not see the cross from Brady? Was it not plastering that all over WhatsApp? No. Lovely ball.
Oh, it did actually. Yeah, it was a deep one. Yeah, it was actually. No, sorry. Yes,
the goal was like a diving volley.
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Graham Farrell. You see his crosses out of a few man's cracker, brilliant ball. Graham Farrell talking about that. Yeah, sorry.
You can't say man anymore. Apparently.
Oh yeah.
You can't say your man. You have to say your one.
Did you see his cross on Saturday for their cracker?
We're gonna have to release a statement on behalf of Graham here.
I think so. Sorry, you're gonna be cancelled out, Graham. Can't say man on this. Jesus. Darrell O'Connor, still think Brady has a great deal to offer. He has a wand of left foot like Hourahan, but also an excellent playmaker, unlike Hourahan. That's actually really true. That is well put, Darrell.
Brady's very different, isn't he? I mean, we mentioned this last week. He offers something very, very different. I kind of said it ages ago. Yeah. He needed that preseason. He needed a bit of time just to chill. He could be playing Premier League. Scott Parker wanted him, and he kind of said, "No, I need games." Like, he wouldn't be playing for Bournemouth. He wouldn't have played 1 minute for Bournemouth in the Premier League. So he's done very well. He's gambled. He's getting minutes. Stephen Kenny loves him. He's going to be in the next squad.
Nick loves him. There you go. Darrell O'Connor crosses class from Brady. Graham Farrell, sorry, persons. That's okay, Graham.
Sorry, genders. Just say sorry, genders.
That's a yellow card for you, right? you're on a warning now. We'll be getting the Graham soonest treatment out. Bernard Phantom. Ollie O'Neill's prominent in setting up goals for Fulham's under 21 3-0 victory over Chelsea this evening. Excellent stuff. Thank you very much, Bernard. Was not aware of that.
I saw something, Dave. I can't remember what I was looking at or what context it was in, but the Fulham fans are all about Ollie O'Neill. They love him.
Yeah, he is. He is so much talent going around the place, man. It's fantastic. We're moving on. Just waiting for my little screen to load up. Another guy who was really. Actually, I don't have a graphic for him. For fuck's sakes! I did one for him as well. Oh, jeez. Anyway, Michael Obafemi. Sorry, Michael, if you're watching. He got an assist. He's doing really well this season as well.
Yeah.
Also, like he's got a goal. I think he's got a couple of assists.
Yeah. The assist was outrageous, though. I mean, just ran the pitch and then could have finished it, but he squared it. Very unselfish to Nacham. Very important goal.
Absolutely. Graham Farrell again. Question for what you think of Joe Anang forcing his move to Derby from Pats, apparently threatening not to go to Bulgaria.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it all depends where that information's coming from, doesn't it? Like, he's an excellent keeper. They were after getting Danny Rogers patch. Like, he was a good little keeper. He got into a couple of Ireland squads, so decent replacement. But Anang is an excellent player. He's an excellent player, excellent goalkeeper. Thought it was a real. No, I didn't know him when he was going to Pats, but when I saw the few games where he played, he was excellent. But look, I mean, it's a strange one, threatening not to travel when you're on loan. I don't think that's the way to go about it when you're a young lad. But look, disappointing if that's the case. But look, they got a very good replacement in Rogers.
Maybe he doesn't have a. Maybe he has an old photograph in his passport.
Wrong club. Pats fans wouldn't be at that.
Oh, Darrell O'Connor, what do you make of Killian Phillips doing well for Palace Reserves, former product of Kilbarrack United? That's your side of the woods, Nick.
Yeah, excellent player. Saw him play. Don't think it was might have been the season before for Drogheda. Oh no, it would have been around this time last year. Yeah, big imposing player, very very impressive. Fan of the podcast, as far as I know.
Good lad.
Think he gives us a listen.
I like him already.
Yeah, well, I only saw him in pre-season against United, and he was very good. Then he played against Liverpool, or no, Liverpool. He was very good. Then he played against United, and he was a bit anonymous. But look, he's a young guy. He's settling in. 2 goals against United against their reserves last week. So
5-1,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, 5-1 or 5-2, I think. Yeah, but
bit
yeah,
like
no,
senior team.
Yeah, no, no. But no, good player. It's just it's hard to kind of get footage of him and get to watch him. I mean, I think he'll need another season at Palace. If he got a loan, I think it would be great. But yeah, we'll keep a good eye on him.
And just an update of Joe and Ang. Tim Clancy said in an interview, and Danny Rogers was excellent in a win over Sligo. Lovely stuff, guys. Let's move on.
That's disappointing to hear about Anang.
Very naughty. Speaking of one lad who didn't refuse to travel, who has gone abroad, this fella here, Festia Baselli, he made his debut, I suppose his competitive debut for Udinese, unfortunately in a 4-2 loss to AC Milan at the San Siro, but still, although he only came on for 8 minutes, but you know.
Yeah.
AC
Smash
Milan.
Divock Origi.
Yeah, he got a yellow card for that, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, very energetic. Good to see.
Yeah, no, fair enough. He is, the lad is game, absolutely. Martin Prendergast, we have some news coming in. Big news from FAI women. Met El Malloy today. Nice chat, very grounded, playing very well with Wexford Youth. She is hopeful of getting called up back to women's squad for filling game in talent. Missed out in the last squad as was doing her leaving cert. Q Davis saying he didn't do his leaving cert. Right?
Did you not do your leaving cert, Dave?
I didn't know. No, I did not do my leaving cert. I decided that I basically just took the piss for the last 3 years of school, and then I know, right? hard to imagine. And then they wanted me to sit my leaving cert, and I said, you know what, lads, I'd love to do that, but I haven't got a hope of passing it, and the World Cup's on, so bye. True. And they were trying to ring me up. I was watching the snooker and they called me, hey, I was like, no, you're all right. Declan Finnegan, Sinclair Armstrong got 2 short run outs for QPR this week. He can impact a couple of blistering runs, one of which won the corner from which Senai Diang headed the equaliser. There you go. So,
yeah, and Declan, if you can give us a bit of feedback on Olamide Shadipu, be very interested to see how he got on, because he made his debut back in 2016, and then he just went on loads of loans. But he seems to be back in the QPR team. I think he was born in Dublin. I think he grew up or spent a couple of years in League Slip and then relocated to London. So very, very interested to see how he gets on.
There you go.
It was very exciting, yeah.
Right, we're going to move it on to the next section. That's all the positive news of the Irish football team. And to be fair, there is a fair bit of positivity. A lot of young players make it. It's early in the season, but there are a few danger signs coming.
Good start.
It is, but we're into the danger here. Richard Keogh, the most startled man ever in Ireland. There he is. That's just for the purposes of those listening on the podcast. So, he made his debut for Venezia, but he only played 3 minutes, I think. 3 minutes on his debut.
Thought you were talking about Richard Keogh for a minute.
No. Although I think he's gone into League One, Richard Keogh.
Ipswich, yeah.
Yeah. So there he is, Aaron Connolly. And I say that's danger here. I wonder why I say that's danger here, but there he is anyway. He's still posing away with his mates on Instagram and all that. I don't know. I suppose people might be watching this and going, well, what's the difference with Festi? Well, Festi's playing in Serie A against AC Milan, one of the better teams in Italy. And Aaron Connolly, who plays for a Premier League club, has played in the Premier League and Division 1, Championship last season. is at a Serie B team or Serie B, and he's not starting.
Yeah, and they're not a great Serie B team either. I mean,
No.
they seem to be in absolute free fall. Not based on their results, but based on finances and that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
They seem to be surviving because of their their very nice shirt.
And I'd imagine they'd be paying a fair chunk of his wages, so he'd be a big money move for them. That's just the stat. That's just where they're at. So that is worrying that they're a big money move. He was playing preseason.
Yeah, well, part of me thinks, well, he COVID, didn't he? And I mean, I don't know how badly he was affected. We can see where he got it anyway, can't we? But I mean, look, they might have wanted to risk him. They might have thought he was a bit fatigued and maybe wanted to ease him back in. So look,
why would he be fatigued?
Huh?
Why would he be fatigued?
Anyway, we'll leave that one there.
We'll leave that one there. Declan Finnegan, to answer your question about Mide Shadipo, he had a couple of starts, done well enough, being a good outlet on the right wing. Declan Finnegan, he's everywhere. QPR, Ireland.
He's our scout.
He is our scout. He's an unofficial, unpaid scout. Sorry, Declan. When we start making money, we'll throw you a few. We'll throw you one of these jerseys that I designed. Right, more danger here. Well, it's not the biggest surprise, is it? This fella now he's starting to struggle to get into the. He had a great run, Matt Doherty, and he got injured last season, and he is probably Ireland's best player. He's only played 4 minutes of Premier League football this season. Yes, it's only 2 games, but I think it's going to be it now for him. Really, that's going to be how his season's going to be. He's just going to be playing in some cup games, and if he really improves and there's an injury to someone else, he might get a shout. But
yeah, it's a hard one. Like, his momentum was just killed at the end of the season. Like, he's still working his way back from injury, but like Emerson Royale, never really rated him. They signed Jed Spence, who's meant to be an excellent player. I didn't see a huge amount of him. I saw him play against Arsenal last year for Nottingham Forest. But yeah, no, it's a hard one. But I mean, like, the Spurs fans had really started warming to him after absolutely hating him. So it's a shame. But look, it could be one of those things that he just needs a bit of a run, and he might come back in. But I don't know. Like, Royale is a very hit and miss fullback. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, hopefully we'll get him into the IS bit. But he is hard. It is danger. It is a danger. It does warrant danger here. Another one here is, Shane Duffy on loan at Fulham. Good club. He has played 1 minute of Premier League football.
Yeah. And they signed another centre-half last week. Look, it's good people are saying it's good he's still in the Premier League, but I never saw him coming into the team because, they've a very solid unit there. Like, they've Tim Ream, who, isn't the best defender, but he was Fulham's captain, wasn't he? And then they have Tayo, isn't it? The guy who used to play for Man City. So, you have a very, very solid partnership there. So why would you break it up? They're not going to go into a back three. He was never really going to start. He was going there as defensive cover, and then they signed another defender last week. So, look, he hasn't been right for a long time. I know he had that bad season with Celtic, but since he turned 30 in January, February time, he hasn't played, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's off the field things. I don't know if it's injuries, but
I think it's injuries. I think, according to Graham Potter anyway, but you know how these things are. Duffy has had some issues off the pitch before, and we know about them, and he kind of went off the rails a little bit there. Understandably, we all have our problems. So I'm not putting them down like as such at all, actually. But he came out and said that the crux of the issue was that he wants to play for Ireland, and they're saying you can't play for Ireland. Mm-hmm. So that would tell me that is more of an injury thing and it's a management thing. And Duffy obviously wants to play for it. It's not about money anymore, is it? He's been playing the game long enough at the top level. So I'm sure he's comfortable. He's made his money. It's all about,
Does he get in the Ireland squad now, though, Dave? Like, what do you think?
Squad, yes. Starting lineup, no. I think he is, when Duffy was in terrible form, he was a massive liability for us. The England game, the 3-0, he was just bang out of form.
Bulgaria as well. Yeah, it's a few games like that. Yeah,
and I don't think he was great in the game against Ukraine at home. But when we had to play, I think it was Lenihan, Collins, and who was the other centre back? Was it Coleman?
Lenihan, Collins? No, it was Darryl Shea.
Darryl Shea. 3 modern style football. Duffy's a bit of a throwback. he's last minute, last ditch, get it off the line kind of thing. Last ditch tackle, and he did make a few great ones actually. Even I think even in a game away to Armenia, but yet again, you would argue, well, if you have players that pass it out from the back, you wouldn't have to make those last ditch
and players who are playing. Because even the lads you named there, like you have Oma Bamidele starting every week, you have Egan starting every week, you have O'Shea starting every week. Like there's a decent back three. Collins I didn't even mention, like he's playing every week. So
and we were much more comfortable at the back without Duffy in it. So I do think, and I love Shane Duffy, and I'm not taking away from what he's done. We have to call it as it is, and I do think he is in danger of losing spot if he's not playing. Can't have him in the team.
Well, it can't be justified. Like I know Kenny likes a tight knit unit and a tight knit squad and all that kind of thing, but you also have to say, well, if you're Oma Bamidele and you're getting overlooked for Shane Duffy, or if you're Dara O'Shea and you're getting overlooked for Shane Duffy, is that right? So there's a lot of factors that come into it.
No, I 100% agree, and I just think maybe his international career will be coming to an end. Some more comments there. Martin Prendergast off to Newbridge for the Hurling for Cancer charity game tomorrow. Stephen Hunt playing in it, and thank God Paul McGrath will be at it. Worth supporting a really good event. Good man, Martin. He's over in Ireland at the moment. Graham Farrell, think he might end up at Bournemouth. Matt Doherty, not necessarily thinking he is as good as what people think he is. Well, I think he's a good player. It's just anytime he's had a run, he's had an injury, hasn't he? He's been very unlucky. He's
a good player. Like there's a one-dimensionalism to him. But like if you look at how he did at Wolves, he's really a systematic player, isn't he? Like he was excellent under Nuno at Wolves, but then he was really poor under Nuno at Spurs, and he was doing grand under Conte. So he's a very good player. I mean, even some of the players we've interviewed and who played with Doherty, and they said that he's one of the best players that they played with. So no, he's a very good footballer. It's just, again, it's all about consistency for him, isn't it? It's all about him getting games. Yeah, but look, he had a bad injury towards the end of last season, and I think people have to factor that in.
And he's 30 now, so
takes a bit longer to work your way back in. Yeah,
absolutely. Declan Finnegan again. The other big Irish interest QPR is Jimmy Dunn, of course, formerly at Burnley, coming back in, and only because Jake Clark-Salter got injured. Jimmy has been our best defender in the 3 games. Now McBeal is saying he might go 3 at the back. I think he's realised Jimmy has to play. Well, that's good. Another option, the centre back, which is just wonderful to see. Graham Farrell again. I always think if you're playing regularly, you should be in the squad. It's a tough one with Duffy. The Celtic move ruined him. I think he's never recovered in my position. In my opinion, I think he did okay because he did get back into the Brighton team, and there was an uptick in results. For Ireland at that time, because we didn't have. He wasn't that liability. He was a liability for us at the back, and I don't know. He just seemed to just go out of the team, didn't he? He was doing really well, and he just went out of the team. You go, what's happened there?
Yeah, about halfway through the season, because he was doing very well. Like he's probably one of our best players in the Premier League until that happened, and that was around Christmas time, January time. Strange.
Absolutely, Martin Prendergast. Will these amazing The Green Machine shirts ever be available to purchase? Well, you never know, Martin. We are talking to our marketing team at the moment. If we get enough interest, we might be if they're good. The fans of this, the jerseys are lovely and quite comfy as well, which is not because I'm sweating bullets here, man. It is boiling hot in London. Right. So speaking of players and international careers probably coming to an end, Ireland captain Seamus Coleman has not played one jot. Now he did have an injury, but I think he's 34 now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think now his time is coming to an end. I thought he was very bad against Armenia. I thought he was very bad against Ukraine, actually, as well at home.
It's one of those things. Like, I mean, Seamus is famous for his overlapping runs, isn't he? Getting forward and being very robust.
Yeah. And he can't do that.
He just can't do that. And since his injury, I mean, he was only about 27, wasn't he, when he got that injury? Maybe he was a little bit older, was he? But no, since that, like, his game hasn't been the same. He's still got the quality. I mean, he still reads the game extremely well. But the Seamus Coleman that we associate with, that game just isn't possible anymore. So he's there, kind of, I suppose, in a leadership role to serve a function. He's good. He's still all right defensively, but he made his name getting forward as an attacking fullback, and just won't happen anymore, unfortunately.
And he is the greatest man that Frank Lampard apparently has ever met. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's that as well. Graham, I'd buy that top actually. Dahi, good man, Graham. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're talking to our marketing department. Martin. Yeah. Anyway, right. So that completes the danger here. Let's move on to the more dangerous. Oh no. There's Jack not happy. Shane Duffy, Coleman not happy. That's actually kind of ironic because we're talking about Coleman and we're talking about we will be talking about James McClean. Probably the worst thing was the only really negative on the weekend. More abuse for James McClean. However, this time from his own fans at Wigan. So this is a post he put up on Instagram to shed light on the situation at halftime today. A few vermin and in brackets grown men and the home end decide to go out to a game of football to show sectarian abuse and sing a song that celebrates the death of Catholics, all first half at me. Not regulars, by the way, which make their actions more pathetic. I don't know if that makes it more pathetic. I just think the fact that they're singing that at home at all and then at a home player.
Yeah. Well, the regulars love him, and they wouldn't be singing that. But no, it's been going on a long time. And it's just a him. I mean, it's not at any other Irish player. It's not a Shane Duffy's from Derry. He doesn't get anything like that. Darren Gibson's from Derry. He never got any of that kind of abuse. So, look, unfortunately, with James, it's just something it's not something he should have to put up with, but it's something that he, is inevitably going to follow him for the rest of his career, sadly. And it's, as I said, it's not right, but that's the reality. That's the reality.
I think he's going to just up sticks, isn't he, and just go to Derry when it's time. I think that's the thing. He always wants to end up at Derry City Football Club. He'll probably end up there when he's 40 because he's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah,
he's helped himself so well. Well, that wraps it up for the boys agree this week. Obviously, we'll be back next week with that at a much later time, past midnight. So we're going to move it on actually to today. Did you know, Nick? Do you know what day it is today?
Monday.
It is Monday. And do you know what it's synonymous with Monday nights, other than the Green Machine Podcast Live?
Oh, I don't really know, Dave.
Not WWF Raw. No. Not American football.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, the Premier League. That's it.
Oh.
The Premier League is 30 years old today. Can you Adam and Eve it? There you are. If you're not watching this, we got a picture of Roy Keane in his Nottingham Forest shirt, Paul McGrath, Ronnie Whelan, a very out of shape looking Ronnie Whelan, and Ray Houghton, McGrath and Houghton both playing for Aston Villa. Yeah, I mean, you asked the question today. Obviously, the Premier League, Irish players, not many playing in the Premier League at the moment. There was a fair whack when we first started. Here's one for you. Although you probably know, you probably looked at it. Do you know who the first ever goal scorer of an Irish Premier League goal was?
Bernie Slavin.
Bernie Slavin, yeah.
Who got married yesterday, didn't he?
Yep, big shout out to Bernie. His friend, well, he's a friend of Martin's, really. He's not our friend.
He's no friend of mine.
There you go. Yeah, Bernie, congratulations on you winning, by the way. He's actually good crack on Twitter. You should give him a follow out there. He is a bit of fun. But we asked a load of you guys. I've got a few of them here. If you want to see the full list, just go on the Green Machine Twitter. But we asked you guys to name your 5 Premier League favorite players. Your 5 favorite Premier League players. Not a lot of variety amongst this here, Nick. No. That's why I only picked 5.
It's nearly identical, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll probably give something away, so work away, Dave.
Well, we've got one here from TM at Keane Priv. Keane, McGrath, Keane, Duffer, and Coleman. And then we have CBiz, Irwin, both Keane stuff, Finnan. That's an interesting. I think Finnan is greatly underrated.
Yeah.
So good for
Stephen Carr is another one. Phenomenal player.
Yeah, great goal against United a few years ago. Irish Football Blog, who have their own stream on tonight on Twitter. I think it would be wrong to mention players I personally didn't see play, but otherwise Dennis and Paul McGrath would, of course, be in. But he's gone for Roy Keane, Damien Duff, John O'Shea, Robbie Keane, and Shay Given. I think Shay Given is definitely a shout there, by the way.
Shay Given's a great shout. I mean, any of the younger listeners, Shay Given was phenomenal. Like he was the best keeper in Europe at one stage, I think.
Oh, fucking.
And he was only about 6 foot.
Yeah. That's why top clubs never went from other than Man City. Incredible stuff. Martin Prendergast, Keane. Here's a shock. Robbie Keane, Irwin, McGrath, and O'Shea. All Man United players at one stage, bar Robbie Keane. There's another shock. Oh, John O'Shea.
Robbie probably dreamt of playing for them, though.
Well, it was his boyhood club. John O'Shea.
Look at all his titles. He played in goal. O'Shea was an excellent player. I wouldn't have him in my top 5 personally, but an excellent player. Won a lot of Premier Leagues.
He did quite well. We have another one here. Eddie over at Ireland Soccer Shirts. Hard to give a correct answer, as with so many great Irish players over the last 30 years. I think that's. I think you're fucking pushing that one a bit, Eddie. But anyway, over the last 30 years, the answer isn't black or white. But for me, I'd go with Shay Given, Coleman, Robbie Keane, Roy Keane, Paul McGrath. Heroes, what a 5-a-side team that would be. To be fair, that would be a cracking 5-a-side team. Somebody said John Aldridge.
They corrected themselves, Dave. They corrected themselves.
Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, John Aldridge, I think, would have smashed the first few years of the Premier League. He was a trammer, scoring 30, 40 goals a season. And then, of course, we have the best one, Mark Higgins. Number 1, he has Gary Breen. Number 2, he has Gary Breen. Number 3, Gary Breen. Number 4, Gary Breen. And number 5,
Joe Lapira.
No, it's Gary Breen. Good man, Mark Higgins. So, yeah, thanks for everybody. I mean, if you were going to do a league, an English Football League 11, you'd have an absolute fucking worldly of a team. I think with the Premier League, a lot of Jack's players, they're coming towards the end. But I mean, Paul McGrath won the PFA, didn't he, in 93? He was absolutely phenomenal.
Like I picked mine, and I never saw McGrath play. I mean, McGrath finished when I kind of started watching football, I suppose. But I had him in there just because of that PFA nomination. Like, obviously, I know who Paul McGrath is. I've seen clips of him and stuff, but he got that PFA award. I mean, like, not many Irish lads did. So, but an 11 will be interesting. I mean, that would be so vast. There'd be a lot of different opinions. Even the fullbacks. I look at right back. I mean, we've had some of the best ever right backs in the Premier League.
Yeah. The only striker that we've ever really had, I would say, was Robbie Keane.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But
Noel Quinn did a decent job. Apart from that, though, I don't know. Like, I mean,
Shane Long was 1 goal a year, and Kevin
Doyle won very good season. Didn't him and Robbie have a very good season? They had did about 25 goals between them or something. But no,
Duff was phenomenal. For a year, so like he was world class for about 3 seasons. He was world class. Him and Robin, phenomenal. But now if you had a League 11, you'd have Lawrence and you'd have Ronnie Whelan. Even in the first season of the Premier League, like, you see Ronnie Whelan, and he looks very out of shape. He doesn't look good, like he had a lot of injuries, and obviously the drinking culture back in the day. He was a great player, and he's my favourite Ireland player, Ronnie Whelan. I loved Ronnie Whelan, but in the Premier League years, but you still saw streaks of what he could do, like him and Jan Moby in midfield. But there was another one like Jan Moby didn't really have the legs for it at that stage, So it's a bit of a shame. But let's see.
Can I ask you one, Dave? Would you have Coleman in a top 5 or in a starting 11? I wouldn't. No. I actually wouldn't, and I think it not to be disrespectful, but I think it shows the age of a lot of people. Like, I mean, I think Stephen Carr was a better player than Seamus Coleman.
Yeah,
I think Steve Finnan was better, and like Coleman was phenomenal, and Coleman probably scored more goals. Well, Irwin was more of a left back, wasn't he? But I mean, I don't think. Yeah, but younger listeners won't appreciate how good Stephen Carr was. Gary Kelly, I know you're not a fan, but excellent player as well. We some very good right backs.
Ian Hart for his free kick taking ability alone. I think it's the second highest free kick scorer in the Premier League? Behind David
Something
Beckham?
like in terms of all set pieces leading to
Yeah.
goals, he's in the top 10 anyway. That's goals and assists. So yeah, very, very impressive record.
He was superb. Just looking here. Irish football block, there's me. There he is. There he is. Graham Farrell, my 5, Given, Duff, Finnis, Staunton, McGrath, Keane. That's 6. Fucking you, Graham, you saucy bastard.
Graham's getting cancelled.
Yeah, you're right. Yellow card, Graham.
Graham Farrell, more like Graham Souness.
Yeah, saying man and giving us 6 names instead of 5, Graham. You are
very cheeky.
Daryl O'Connor, lads, I didn't even hear Bernie Slavin. Doing research on him now. Good educational aspect to the live shows. That's what we're about, Daryl. Yep. Graham Farrell, bollocks, it is 6. Yes, Graham. Oh,
say Graham.
Sort it out, Graham. Graham Farrell again. Gary Kelly, Stephen, and Dennis Irwin right back up front. Keane, Niall, Quinn, Clinton Morrison did okay in the Prem. Midfield, Matty Holland and Stephen and Andy. We were decent set of midfielders. Ian Hart was really good.
Can I just say, Dave, Matt Holland was quite interactive on that post, but wouldn't give his own. And I think I know why that was.
Because he didn't want to put Roy Keane in it?
Oh no, I'm very fond of Roy Keane, I think, Matt. I think he was debating whether he should put himself in or not, and then probably thought, no, I'll leave it altogether. But very interactive on it.
Yeah. Funny enough, though, I saw somebody put a Premier League, BBC, they put a Premier League all-time 11 and had Stephen Gerrard in there, no Roy Keane.
Yeah, did you hear Stephen Gerrard the other day saying if he could play with one player, it'd be Roy Keane?
Yeah, he modelled himself from Roy Keane. Roy Keane, when Stephen Gerrard played against Roy Keane, he never got a look in.
Yeah.
I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm saying that. He never got a look in with Keane. Keane was a hoover, he's gone.
But there's this misconception that he was solely a defensive midfielder. Like he was box to box for years.
Anyone watching this?
Football was a lot different back then, though. You didn't have defensive midfielders. You didn't have attacking midfielders. You had 2 central midfielders. One would sit, one would attack, and vice versa. That's the way it was.
Watch Roy Keane, his first season at Nottingham Forest. Well, his only season with Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. He was phenomenal. He was like a Michael Ballack type player. He was able to hit them from anywhere. He was very attack minded, and then he did a bit of both. And then Brian Robson sat him down and said, "Right, you need to become more defensive." And he was just amazing.
When I don't see Roy Keane in a Premier League 11, I completely take no notice of it.
Yeah.
Dennis Irwin as well. I mean, if Dennis Irwin was better looking, I'm telling you, he'd be there ahead of Ashley Cole. And when I see people putting Gary Neville ahead of Dennis Irwin,
even Gary Neville said that was nonsense, didn't he?
Yeah. But anyway, do me a favor.
Do me a favor. Van Maguire, what do you think about Chelsea? Oh my God, I am so bad with that pronunciation. El Benny as a player, well, we did talk about it earlier, Val, but we think he's very good. We think he's very honest. He'll give you 110%. Personally, I think he's a better impact player.
Yeah.
But he does play in a range of positions, winger, wing back, and forward. You know, he's a good guy to have around. So yeah, we like him. We like McBenny. And we think he's a good lad. Graham Farrell getting in on James McClean. It's only because he's the balls not to wear a poppy. Obsessed the moronic army men who never move on from this. We won the war attitude bollocks. Now you don't listen. Martin is not here to defend himself, Graham. Okay, so just yeah, you're on a warning. I wonder if Martin. We'll find out. Martin is still watching, I'm sure, in a few minutes. Actually, speaking of, how do we segue that into social media watch? I can't really, can I? But anyway, speaking of dickheads. Social media watch coming up. Well, I saw this. I thought it was funny. You know, this whole thing of if you fuck up on the pitch or, you miss a penalty or a free kick or you lose, it's this whole thing of, I need to go to social media and apologize.
Yeah.
Well, a certain Ireland, ex-Ireland international, was playing a game over the weekend for a London team and missed a penalty. Oh dear. And here he is anyway. Let's have a look at old Deco Rice. Can only apologise for the penalty miss. Thought we created enough to get something from the game. We go again and stay together.
I think every time a player says we go again, they should be fucking fined.
I tell you what, that made me chuckle this morning. We should roll the credits. We ain't fucking topping that.
Oh, I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, thank fuck he's gone.
Yeah, fucking dickhead. Anyway, right. Well, one more bit of business. Now, this lovely top that I designed, as you can see, and Martin Prendergast had absolutely nothing to do with. If you want this top, actually, we got a selection of them. Basically, we have a fantasy football league at the moment. 2 weeks in, if you give us a shot. If you want to get involved, give us a message. We'll get you involved, and I'm sure you still have a chance anyway, even on your third week. But the prize is one of these tops. We have this one. We have a green one. We have a blue one, a John Courtney special, and we have a Martin Prendergast special, a Gavin Bazunu blue, the light blue, the one that Martin Prendergast missed out on, that clearly went on sale, clearly had an abundance of them, and he just didn't get it quick enough. And I think John Courtney is completely blameless in the whole situation. So, Martin, you snooze, you lose, pal. So that's the prize we're giving away. We're giving away a load of stuff in our fantasy football league as well. I'm going to throw in a load of Lansing Road prints. We're going to have a load of stuff into that as well. So give it a go anyway. And Nick, where are you in the fantasy football league?
So you know, Dave, it's not going well though. Not going well anyway after tonight.
No, mine's taking a Man United-esque turn at the moment.
Let me have a little look. I've gone way up. I'm 161st in the green machine.
Oh, look at you, riding high.
I've gone up nearly 100 places there.
Jesus. Well, let's have a look at the top 10. I'm nowhere near it. We got Ferret Wheel. That's Cattle Ferret here on 161 points. He got 77 this week. What a fucking bastard. Sorry, Cal, if you're watching. Number 2, change name, Trev with 153. Number 3, Cable Guy Mayo MUFC. God bless you. JP Butler with 152. 4th with a Champions League space. Expected to lose. Oh, well, I see what he's done there. Derry O'Brien with 151 points. Jesus Marion Joseph, Brian O'Gorman, he's 5th. 6th is Hakuna Matata. That's Keane Byrne, a Disney fan there, I take it. Rod Little's Young Ones, Patrick Portal, 146. He's in 7th. 8th is Festy Season. That's JP Byrne, 144 points. Ginger Snaps 11. He's gone down the charts. That's Yibi Malali. That's 143 points. And, well, he's actually 10th, but joint 9. It's top 6 fella. Bless you, you're a dreamer. Justin Brown. I did actually watch Aston Villa and Everton, and it was appalling.
Dyer, yeah, absolutely. Dyer.
Oh, my Jesus Christ.
It was absolutely Eric Dyer.
It was. Daryl Connor says, I'm 276th in the FPL.
Jesus, Daryl.
Jesus, Darren. Now, come on, you need to pull it together. You want one of these tops, not this one, because it's quite sweaty. You don't want this one.
No, it'll be that one. Match worn. Match issue.
Yeah, actually, I won't wash it.
blood, sweat, and everything.
Blood. What's everything?
Sorry. I thought this was a 12 o'clock show.
Yeah, we're really selling this one here, lads, aren't we? Well, that's another episode. That wraps up another one. It's in the books. Thank you all for watching on our Facebook channel, on our YouTube channel. Hopefully very soon we'll be broadcasting live on Twitter. Stand by for that. We will be back next week, but we're going to be back at midnight live. And if you don't catch us live, the episode will be available on our Facebook and YouTube channels anyway for you to watch as is live. We don't edit anything out. We probably really should, actually. So
yeah, we probably should.
We probably really should. But yeah, just want to thank everybody for watching as always. We have our little tribe. And also want to thank our partners again, kitlaunchcork.com. That is kitlaunchcork.com. Get onto those lads. Give those fellas a big hello. Get your 20% off promo code GreenMachine20. That's all caps. GreenMachine20 in all caps. If you want to give us a follow, go to our Facebook page that's my one, / the GM podcast, and give us a cheeky little follow over lansdowneroad.ie. Facebook.com / lansdowneroad.ie. This episode, the audio version of this episode, and all of our episodes in our series coming out, and actually I'll get onto that in a second. You can go to thegreenmachinepodcast.com, or you can go to Spotify and all that other shite that you go to get your podcasts from. We do have the Claire Shine interview that Martin did. It's really good. Get on that. That is available on greenmachinepodcast.com. We'll be doing a competition. We will be giving away a signed copy of our excellent book, Scoring Goals in the Dark, written by a friend of the podcast, Gareth Maher. And also we have a new series out at the moment, episode 1. Oh Christ, I still haven't changed that. But yeah, anyway, we've already done the 24, 48 Olympics, 64 Nations Cup, European Nations Cup, basically European Championship. And next week, or this Thursday coming out, is the Icelandic Triangular Tournament. We have reached the Charlton era, folks, and then after that it's going to be Euro 88. We're going to have so much fun with this. Ireland's first ever major tournament win. I mean, there's 1-1 with England, just like that. So anyway, we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you very much, Nick. Thank you for coming on.
You're very welcome.
And Martin, hope you're...
Fuck you, Martin.
Fuck you, Martin. Exactly. Guys, thank you very much for watching. We're going to leave you to it, and we're going to see you next week. So we'll leave it there. Tell us what you think. Give us a share, by the way. We're trying to get up the old charts. Leave us a review. A 5-star review would be fantastic. It does really well for a chart position. We're trying to climb up those charts. We can't seem to break the top 20, can we, Nick? Seems to be like Ireland in the world rankings. No matter how many teams we beat, we just can't get up there.
We were top 10 for months, and then we just went off the grid.
We just went off the grid.
I blame Martin.
Absolutely, you should be here. Simple as that. But give us a like, give us a review. Tell your friends, tell your family about us. Anyway, we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.